Upwell and onwards here, and this is my first proper review of 2021. The S&D 7F does not count because I recorded that back in December of 2020, as in one of the clips you hear some jokers at the club yell Merry Christmas. That says how far back the recording is. Yeah. So, and I got a feeling it's becoming a bit of a running gag now, but what I'll be reviewing is a peckett. And ironically, this would be about my third W4, but my second running one. As I've mentioned in the past, my old one, which I actually have down here. My first one, Manchester Canal. Motor died out, so now this is just a static model or a dummy. So yeah. And I've have the one in work screen as well, so yeah. At least you know what's coming up. But to have more of an industrial feel to this review, let's do a double up on one I've had around for a while now. A hunslet, austerity. Now, if you look in my videos and all that, you see I've already done one on an austerity, but that one's red, this one's green, completely different loco. Well, body shell is anyway. And this one's less noisy, so I'm happy with that. And better geared as well. So, let's crack on. Okay, now let's just see, which one should we open first? Because it's been a while since I did a double, so eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Always go for the classic austerity, because why not? Also, I figure it makes the video more interesting. So, just so we know what this is, if the focus ever plays ball, this is R533 J94 class, Lord Phil. So, yeah, that's actually a preserved loco, I believe. And here we have the back, and I'll fix the focus so that way we can read better. There we go. Now the history of these locos is pretty unique and awesome. I mean, there's like 70 to 80 of these locos preserved. Not all in top neck, I'll admit. And some of them heavily modified or rebuilt to something else. Now the very classic paperwork. You can tell this is old because it's got the old school open motor. I can't wait for Hornby to redo these locomotives like they did the Terriers. I really can't wait for that to happen because I think there's a really big market for industrial modelers because they're bringing out a new Ruston diesel locomotive, that 88DS, and well, I think a new Hunslet austerity locomotive, or J94 as it's more commonly known as, would be a huge market piece. Now, before we go to looking at the detail of this one, I just want to say I've actually have worked on this loco a bit. And you'll see in a second. First of all, again, if the focus ever plays ball, there we go. First of all, sprung buffer is always good. As we can see, the coupler, it's a slim one. It's actually a Bachmann coupler. I just modified it a bit so it would fit. Nice handrails, the nameplate. Barrel and frame gap, nice. Classic Hunslet design on the top. Safety valves, plastic. Roof. Apparently this vent opens, but I'm not going to try it. And you have to pop it out from the other side, so no. Screw for the bodies in the funnel. I think everyone knows that by now. Flip her around. There's a reversing rod. Cap controls. Pretty basic in there. Again, another Bachmann coupler and sprung buffers again. Now here's where I did a little work. I actually created a proper bunker in this locomotive so that way I could give it a good load of coal. And it's actually easier said than done, because I can't remember where I put the old coal load, but I just popped that out. ended up having to cut the plastic in here that was the base for the plastic load. Put a new base in about, grab a wee drill bit, about where the plate is here. Made sure it was leak proof, because when you're gluing stuff, the last thing you want is something leaking. And yeah, the rest there is history. It's a good logo. But I honestly do wish they really did update this one, because the other side of it, it's basically the same as the old Terriers, really. It really is basically the same as the old Terriers. Now, for one of my favourite locomotives, and as I said earlier, yeah, this is a bit of a running gag now, that I review a Peckett W4. Truth be told is, I'm not even joking when I got one of these. I actually bought this back on December the 30th, and I only got it yesterday. So, and just to point things out, actually I got this on Friday, the 15th of January. So, about 2+ weeks of waiting just for a little loco. How insane is that? And the really funny thing I find is, I actually had a look online to the listing where I got this from, and the price shot up about $45, and now the jokers want $275 for one of these. Buzz off! But anyways, enough of my chit chat. Here we go, R3679. A Peckett W4 in London, Port of London Authority Blue. And this is number 74. And if anyone actually knows much about this locomotive on YouTube, not this specific model, but the type, you'll know that Callum Wilcox of SDJR7F88, cripes, that is a bit of a mouthful, sorry mate, he actually did custom transfers on his version of ours, making it a S&D locomotive, because that does actually look Prussian blue, and actually would look very nice. I'll be honest, it would look very nice. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh mate, you've already done this like twice. You're absolutely right. But one thing I've noticed over time is, right, there's the instruction leaflets of that one. I'll get the instruction leaflet of my first one out, because my first Peckett, admittedly, was one of the first batch. And as many people will know, first batch models, they're usually flawed in some way. And just showing the difference between the two sets of paperwork. This is off the Manchester Canal one, and this is Port of London Authority. There's a very wee difference between the two. It's not much, but it's enough to be noticeable. Plus the type of paper gives it away as well. Excuse me. Bit of a cough, frog in my throat today. Alright. But yeah, it's got the usual hubbub and all that malarkey. Now for my favourite bit, the look at it. As per usual, for one of these we get great weight, but the detail, oh my goodness. I'm actually really liking this Peckett more than my other ones. Because with the livery and the lining, the detail stands out. I mean, look at that. The whistle, those are actually the easiest thing to break off one of these. Okay, that's either oil from the packaging or my sweaty fingers. Nope, packaging. My Flying Scotsman model has the same issue, weirdly. No matter how many times I try and clean it up, no, doesn't play ball. And one other thing I should mention is a mate of mine at the model club. He's recently got one of these as well. And I called him a son of a gun because he got one of these before I did. The exact same livery too. The exact same darn loco. So I know he's watching this. You know who you are, mate. You are a son of a gun. Now, let's do a bit of a crawl test with these jokers. Okay, now since this video is more or less aimed at the peckett, I believe it will go first, and I cleaned the track to make sure this is fair. So, give her a little juice. Bit of a start. There we go. Yeah. Works every time. But I mean, that's actually quite fair, that. I should actually point out this is fresh out of the box. It has not been ran in, so yeah, it's actually quite good considering. I'm very happy. I'll give it a good running in a second. But we also got to test the other locomotive. So, while I send the peckett flying around on the warm for a running in sesh, we'll test the slow running of the bigger loco. Just to shut the peckett up a bit so we get a fair test. Oh. Bit of a jolt. There we go. Now that is beautiful. For old, very old tool design, I mean, the tooling for this loco easily, crap's sake, tooling for this loco has to be easily 30 years old. I think it was Airfix or Daypole that made the tooling originally. Then again, it could have been Triumph, I can't remember. But it's not bad. I've had worse locomotives, that's for darn sure. I've really had bad locos in the past, but I'm happy. I really am. And I think I'll have these two running around a bit with a few freight trains before taking them to the model club for a proper running session. So, let's see how things go, really. So here at the Model Club, we're about to get the trains running. And don't be surprised if you see any other trains rushing by, because, well, Model Club layout, you're bound to see that. Plus it gives a good bit of entertainment. In 3, 2, 1. I would have bought cake for the club, but
That went really, oh thanks for that. That went really well. Got a, thank you. I got a nice shot at it going over down to the station. You go home and see.
Mine still is the weights and the tender.
Is yours Lima?
one of them is.
No, I'm
No.
still. $20 I got it
You learnt from
for.
you,
Climbed
Greg.
it up 3 times.
Yeah, well, look, they are what they are.
Now,
I just made the new guy.
there we go. Not too far from him, it's an old girl. Got a gold card.
Yeah, I was going to come on Sunday. Safety glasses. Don't you dare get all help and safety gear.
Those 3 words here are swearing, mate.
It's about having fun and living on the edge here at the club.
Yeah, I'd rather put it with my eyes.
Yeah, I forget that I've got, well,
Hey, you've got 2 eyes, you can
yeah,
afford to
safety
lose
glasses all
one.
the time.
Yeah.
Instead of, you don't think of it. No.
You've got 2 eyes, you can afford to lose one.
Really?
And here's one sleep. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't push it.
A little old man like this.
No.
No, the reason is I've been trying out these new camera settings and whew, I'm happy with them.
Is that feet still over there, Joe? That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Hey Liam, if you're making them, please.
Coffee, wasn't it, with tea?
A diesel in front. Like 3 of those?
Well, the 2 small ones can actually pull it on their own easily. The 3rd one's just so the motors don't go. because I don't want to risk damaging them.
Yeah.
Because, well, that length of a train on these hills,
You're only
that's for a locomotive that size, that's pretty tough. Even you can't deny that, mate.
I don't know. I haven't probably been that long.
Ironically, compared to my longest freight train, this is probably close to less than half the size.
Yeah, I know they are. It's what you run behind them.
There's you the side road.
But they can run with the syndicated. You've been under Aaron's influence for the last
my
3
brain's-
months while they've been there.
My brain's still yet to be filled.
I can't say for certain whether there'll be any of our.
What we got to do is write my important papers are in the top drawer of the dresser on the other side of the bed, and then you put everything in what you want when you pass.
Yeah.
What your account password is, what bills direct credited, what when the car gets warranty.
Yeah,
But, you know, things like that. Things like, you know, and so, you know, if you go and change this boundary, and it's basically very funky for the ice.
Well, I was just thinking about voting for the lady, but thinking else. I thought, maybe it might be. But I wouldn't see the future here. Probably wrong.
Is it on still? Do you mind putting the loads in?
But I will though.
Ah,
I hate to unfold my arms. Potentially, I'm unbalanced now.
oh no.
I'm in an unstable position.
I'll get 911.
I thought that was for years.
Anything could happen. I could fall over.
Earthquake.
And thank you,
Sorry, Greg.
I'm not using it. I'm just cleaning it.